How's it going? It's Jeff from Jeffrey-Thomas.com. I'm going to go ahead and walk through a very cool chord melody arrangement for When You Wish Upon a Star by Kiyosi Kobayashi. Not sure if I said that right. But anyway, a lot of students requesting his work. He does great arrangements, and you can get the tab off my website. Just send in your email address and I'll get it off to you. So let's walk through it nice and slow. It's got a lot of chords, and we'll come back in and talk about some details. I'm going to walk through page 1 for you. So ready, go. Third line, ending 1. Back up to the top. Third line, ending 2 now. And then the bridge is ending line 4. And then all right. So a lot of the Japanese players are using their thumb only for getting stuff to happen. I would look at this maybe and play it with a little more articulation using block chord in the right hand. So right? And then I just think you have more, maybe a blend, right? Maybe a blend of block chords and then coming in soft with the thumb would probably be how I would play it. But the thumb keeps it easy. There's no questioning that. Just being, able to not have to worry about a bunch of combinations of fingerings and stuff like that. It's definitely easier for me to write. That's for sure. Rhythmically, this tune is very simple, but there are a lot of chords. So I have all those chords labeled properly. G, E7, A minor, D9, D7, E7 flat 9, A minor 11, D7. So it's a nice way to expand your chord vocabulary and learn some other voicings, and then once again, chord melody is basically where you're reinforcing the melody notes with chords, and this is a great example of that. The first measure of the last line, where it's the E flat over G chord, he is playing, where are we at? 10. So it goes into strumming right there, and I put 1 E and a 2 E and a 3. So in terms of down and up, that would be down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So he actually, at that point, goes to strumming instead of just your thumb. You would definitely not want to go. I don't know how you do that with your thumb, to be honest with you. And then there's a bit of 16th note going on right there. And then the very last measure, he does a walk down. Grace note slide from 7 to 9. Okay, and then Dsl Coda, which is the very last thing you see at the end of the page, last measure, last line. Dsl Coda means you're going to go back up to the top, and then you're going to play to the coda, which is at the end of the second line, and then you're going to go to page 2 and finish it out. There's not a whole lot left on it on page 2, so it's pretty much in the bag here with page 1. But I hope that was a good walkthrough. This is a very cool tune, and I'm glad to add it to my archive, and hopefully it's one that you want to pick up because it stands on its own very well. Level wise, I think we're in the intermediate beginner category. I have a lot of students who are working on it, and they're running into some challenges with their left hand with the chords, so that's why I would go ahead and say maybe it's a little bit more towards the intermediate mark than beginner. And that's a whole other subject about like grading players' levels, right? I think you have 3 levels. I think you have beginner, then you have intermediate, and then you have advanced. So, but then there's in-between markers. So like, you know, beginning, intermediate, intermediate, advanced, and then advanced. So, Jake Shimabukuro. Everything the guy does is advanced, right? So, but there's, you know, in-between levels. So my students always ask me a lot, like, you know, what level is this piece of music? What level is my playing at right now? You know, what would you consider my playing to be at? And, you know, I think there's in-between markers. You know, you have your basic beginning, intermediate, advanced, but then you have in-between markers, which is kind of cool, you know, because you can say, okay, well, I'm not a total beginner anymore. I'm beginning intermediate, right? Then intermediate would be middle ground. You know, your reading's good, you're playing 16ths, you've got a lot of technique, and then next level up from intermediate would be intermediate advanced, and then advanced, which is just, you know, crazy. Scale of 1 to 10, a 10. So once again, make sure you're copying this out or requesting this from my website, and I'll send you it. There's only one more page, and then you'll be good to go and should be able to finish out page 2. There's not a whole lot left on page 2. So, all right, hopefully that was a good walkthrough for you and gets you playing the song. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.